Hi, welcome to the latest edition of the Roundtable, and in our next installment of Under the Radar releases, this one being 1989's Journeyman by Eric Clapton. I mean, this guy doesn't need an introduction. Legend, guitar legend for sure. Part of Cream, solo, you name it. He's been around for, over 50 years. He's known everywhere. And as anybody knows or followed him during the 80s, it was a tough time. He had a lot of addictions, he had a lot of problems, he had a lot of lackluster releases. Phil Collins even released a couple of albums that just didn't work. There's some decent songs on there, but overall, didn't work out for him. This is the one for me that kind of really Eric Clapton, brought him back. It's kind of a right mix of covers, new material. It sounds modern, but yet it has that blues thing that Clapton is known for. Um, I enjoyed most of the album. Pretending, great opening track. Anything for Your Love is a great ballad, underrated. Hasn't not never been released, but it's a great song. Bad Love, written by Mick Jones from Foreigner. Um, Run So Far, which is from George Harrison. Old Love is a great blues number. Before You Accuse Me is another blues number. Sorry, lack of caffeine will do that for you. Great album overall. Great production. It just sounds loose, relaxed. Eric just doing his thing, but it's tweaked to sound modern for 1989. This is the album that kind of brought him back, and I kind of went back saying, "Oh, I'm going to revisit Eric Clapton here." In the '80s, I kind of went, he's okay, but I'm not rushing out to buy an album. If it's in the liquidation bin, I think I picked up Behind the Sun or Nothing Like the Sun from no, I think it's from Sting. Um, Behind the Sun, right, from Eric Clapton. Sorry, the 1985 album from Phil Collins. If I'm getting the title wrong, forgive me. I didn't look at anything. I haven't studied anything. So I'm just saying it as I go along. I'm just picking up stuff out of my collection and going randomly. But this is the album that kind of turned it around for me. Kind of went, hey, he's just, he can do more than just Layla and cocaine. There's other stuff, and he's good. Brought him back to me. This kind of for me turned it around. I think this is the album that turned it around for him creatively, maybe financially, made him a part. This went double platinum, so 2 million units in the States. That was the first time, I think, in years. Um, like I said, there's a lot of great songs on here. I still go back to this, and I'll keep discovering something else all the time. Like No Alibis is co-sung with background vocals from Daryl Hall. Running on Faith, another one. Every time I go back to that, I discover something else. It's one of those albums that you need to listen to 5, 6 times. The first time you go, oh, it's a slick album, and then you go, no, hey, wait a minute, there's this, and then now there's this one. Like Anything for Your Love is a longer song, kind of more modern poppy, but his vocal delivery on there is really good. So that is another one. This is an album I think, of all these deluxe reissues, is one he hasn't touched. And I think the album that kind of brought him back to prominence on radio and video and everywhere else, this one doesn't get noticed. I mean, it's been over 25 years. There should be some sort of anniversary edition. They did one with him and BB King, recently writing with the King. I'm surprised this hasn't been redone yet. And I think it deserves to be remastered. I'm sure there's a couple of tracks left over in the can for this thing. Um, I'd love to hear something else. I'd love to hear an anniversary edition of this guy. So this was another one I recommend for any Eric Clapton fans that kind of drifted off during the '80s. '89 Journeyman is where you should come back in and kind of follow through. There's a couple of missteps after that too, but he's got a few albums after this, but this is the one I think that turned around where he kind of said, "Hey, I'm Eric Clapton. This is what I do. This the good things. I do covers and I can do a couple of good originals. I have that blues thing to it. This is the album I think that turned it around for him in every way, and it deserves to be listened to. It deserves to be having an anniversary or a super deluxe edition. Like I keep seeing all these deluxe editions come out. Why this hasn't been done, I don't know. Really deserves it. So that being said, I highly recommend Eric Clapton's 1989 Return to Form album, Journeyman. This is Steve from the Roundtable. Let me know what you think. Did you like him in the '80s? Did you thought Phil Collins produced albums were any good, or were you brought back by this guy? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Hit the like button. Subscribe to us. We'd love to hear from you. So this is Steve from the Roundtable telling you, live the dream. Take care. Bye.